storm dumping 7 inches on the nation's capital. We'll show you who's feeling the storm's sting right now. Meanwhile, in Chicago, we can expect for the folks around D.C., the worst is probably over with. Snow showers for another couple of hours, primarily north of town. Philadelphia, snow should be letting up, although it's hanging on pretty tough out there in Lancaster, Montgomery, and Bucks County. New York City, heavy snow for at least a couple more hours, and watch out there on the island. And Boston, that snow looks like it's got some staying power. It'll be around much of the daytime today. Joining us now, our winter weather expert, Paul Kosin. And Paul, again, that snow still has a little staying power out there in eastern Pennsylvania. When can we see an improvement around the tri-state?
Well, it looks like New York still has to cover through, say, another couple of hours of light to occasionally moderate snows. The real heavy stuff has really moved off mostly towards the east-northeast across Long Island, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. As a matter of fact, some of the heaviest bands of snow already have made it across places like Hartford up towards Providence, even into Boston. We'll expect that to continue. 6 inches is likely in all of these places, New York, Hartford, and Boston. Very strong jet stream disturbance. One reason we won't see a tremendous amount of snowstorm. This storm is moving very fast, so snowfall will be heavy but short-lived. Now we see the classic comma shape in the satellite picture. Often the heaviest snow we find along the southern edge, and that's exactly where it's occurring. That's just to the north of this rapidly moving low-pressure system. And we can even see the bands of snowfall coming together, especially across from New York towards southern New England. Pretty sharp edge of the significant snowfall here, but sometimes we'll see some of the heaviest bands along the northwestern boundary, which is why we're seeing some of the heaviest snow now in Hartford, Providence, and in Boston. Still a considerable amount of snow to go for the New York City area, but it's moving fairly rapidly, so we'll look for that to taper off in the next couple of hours. But the real heaviest band right now still situated across northern portions of Connecticut, southeastern Massachusetts, and we'll see occasional accumulations up to as much, perhaps even a foot of snow across southeastern Massachusetts, but mostly 6 to 8 inches across Connecticut.
We've had 7.5 inches in Goodview, Virginia. The Washington area, generally 7 inches. Washington Dulles, Washington National, and BWI, an inch per hour. As Paul said, traveling today extremely difficult. Anywhere from Portland, Maine, southbound. Again, the snow beginning to wind down in the suburban areas. About 40 miles west of Philadelphia. Things are improving, I think, for the final time now. And again, around Boston, down to New York, and even South Jersey, still some problems. Let's take it down to Vineland, New Jersey, in the Vineland area. Very, very heavy snow falling out there near Highway 49. That's a route you take out of Philly, heading down into Cape May County a lot. And weather-wise today was a very slow go.
Is 28 degrees with light snow. Your forecast. Your extended forecast.
Commuters are all bundled up, and even some carrying umbrellas as they headed off to work today. Coming out of the subways of New York, and the snow fell right on through that morning commute, making it very hard to get around. Traffic slowed not just on the roadways, but also on those commuter lines as well. Let's check on what we can expect later on today from an airport perspective. Call ahead, Boston and New York getting a little better now at Reagan National and Dulles Airport, so catching up there. Still some clearing of snow on the runways, though, and again for Boston and New York. there's going to be some major delays out there. So again, patience a virtue today. Boston to New York is getting snowed on, to be honest, into the mountain state of West Virginia. So for Boston and New York, day on 94 and heading south of the Twin Cities, which is probably not a bad option since it was 14 below. So coming down 35, not too bad off. A little snow now spinning ashore here. A little unusual occurrence, a little vortice coming in. Grand Rapids had it, now getting some snow farther east on 90. Up here on the Gulf Coast, we're getting to that time of the year now where the Arctic air and the warmer air kind of doing battle down in Florida. So watch here on the 10. Otherwise, some light snow possible, Montana down to Colorado. This is good news around Grand Targhee and down towards Steamboat, and maybe some welcome rain or snow coming in. Phoenix getting the rain, maybe some snow in Flagstaff. The area reservoirs sure do need it. Still very cold air. Montana into Michigan, that's not going to change a whole lot. Sunday gets kind of sloppy in the heartland. Maybe a little light snow in Chicago. Otherwise, some light snow or rain on I-40, Oklahoma City into Fort Smith. We'll have to watch for that. And once again, still very cold air. And I want to mention one more time, may see some snow. Could get heavy in New York come Monday.
Tonight at 8 p.m.
When I heard that sound, I thought we were in big trouble.
Pretty good in Boston. Check out some of the numbers here. Goodview, Virginia, 7. Southward bound, the high below Minneapolis, 8 above in Chicago. Even now, 4 below 0 in the Twin Cities.
Streams overflowing their banks. You've seen upwards of 4 inches of rain in some areas from last night's rainfall. More to come, obviously, for tonight, and also the potential for severe weather. And we've got that highlighted where you find the tornado watch in effect here. And there you go. Watch out around Birmingham. Strongest storms down just east now of the southwest, I should say, of Tuscaloosa, and extending all the way to the west of Biloxi. So we'll continue.
Now, fortunately, things are calming down here, but we still have some snow going on across Illinois, heading over into northwestern Indiana, and the winds are very blustery, 30 to 40 mile an hour gusts, Ohio back through Illinois, so some of this snow coming down, blowing around a lot, reducing visibilities. Through the overnight, we could see an additional 1 to 3 inches of accumulation, basically in the 70 corridor. Farther south, icy weather. Lexington and Louisville both reporting freezing rain, so watch out for some slick roadways to contend with. And then as we look ahead to the day tomorrow, we will be seeing more cold air coming down. Only 27 for the high in Chicago. There's that icy weather in Louisville, and 19 and sunny in Minneapolis.